Today we will discuss about a relation and function. Here, as we know, relation is a subset of Cartesian product of two sets A and B. This is the Cartesian product of two sets A and B. Here, A and B must be non-empty sets. A and B must be non-empty sets. As we know, for the relation to exist, A and B must have some elements to define. Here, Cartesian product of A and B. For this, let us consider set A as 1, 2, 3 and consider set B as A and B. The set A having the element 1, 2 and 3. Set B having the element as A and B. Then as we know, Cartesian product of two sets can be write down in the form of relation, in the form of ordered pair as 1A, mapping of 1 is with A, then mapping of 1 with B, mapping of 2 with A, mapping of 2 with B, mapping of 3 with A, and last 3 with B. Okay. Now, as you observe, this is the mapping of 1. Mapping of 1 is A, mapping of 1 is B, mapping of 2 A, mapping of 2 B, mapping of 3 A, mapping of 3 is B. Then, as we know, the number of element in Cartesian product of two sets equal to number of element in A into number of element in B. So we can say number of element in set A, which is always given, that is 1, 2, 3, and number of element in set B, which is already given 2. So we can say the number of element in Cartesian product of two sets equal to 3 into 2. Here number of element in set A is 3. Number of element in set B is 2. So we can say the number of element in Cartesian product of two sets equal to 3 into 2, that is 6. Now, as we know, relation is a subset of Cartesian product of two sets, and also we know number of subsets. We know number of subsets of any set. We know number of subsets. Number of subsets of any set. किसी भी सेट के नंबर ऑफ सबसेट के बारे में अगर हम बात करें तो 2 raised to the power number of element present in the given set, or you can say 2 raised to the power n. Here n is the number of element present in the given set. Here we have number of element. If we have set A having the number of element m, set B having the element n, then you can say the number of relation from set A to set B having m element and n element can be write down as 2 raised to the power m into n. Here we learn how to find number relation from set A to set B having set A m element, set B n element as 2 raised to the power number of element in set A into number of element in set B. Now we will discuss about ordered pair, because in case of Cartesian product we always write relation in the form of ordered pair. So as you know, ordered pair, that is pair of objects taken in specific order. Pair of objects taken in specific order, known as ordered pair. Ordered pair. Now there is a rule for equality of ordered pair. Equality of ordered pair. Equality of ordered pair. You can say if ordered pair AB, this is the ordered pair AB, this is the ordered pair CD. If ordered pair AB equal to ordered pair CD, then it is only possible when first element of first ordered pair must be equal to first element of second ordered pair, or you can say A must be equal to C, or you also say B must be equal to D, that is second element of first ordered pair must be equal to second element of second ordered pair. Okay, now next, types of relation. Now I will discuss about types of relations. Types of relations. As the word relation. Relation means there are two or more numbers which have some relationship between them. The relation may be greater than equal to, or less than equal to, or is perpendicular to, or is parallel to, or is brother of, or is sister of, is mother of, like this. You can say these are the relations. These are relations in general life. These are in case of numerals, or in case of lines, numbers or lines in general life. Okay, I will discuss types of relation. First relation is universal relation. Universal relation. Universal relation. If we have a set A having the element 1, 2 and set B having the element as A, B, C. If we have the Cartesian product A cross B in such a way that all elements of the Cartesian product must be equal to the relation. If this type of relation, any of the relation have, then this type of relation is known as universal relation. So we can say universal relation is the biggest relation ever had. In case of universal relation, relation must be equal to Cartesian product of two sets. Or you can say universal relation can be write down as 1A, 1B, 1C. 1A, 1B, 1C. That is first element of first set must be mapped to other elements of the second set which are given to us. Okay, similarly second element of first set must be mapped to other elements of the second set, that is 2A, 2B, 2C. 2A, 2B, 2C. This is the representation of the relation in case of set builder form. Or if you represent it in arrow diagrams. I am representing it in case of arrow diagram. Here this is set A. This is set B. Set A having the element 1 and 2. Set B having the element A, B and C. Then in case of arrow diagram, you can represent it as 1A, 1B, 1C. Similarly 2A, 2B, 2C. Here R equal to A cross B. R equal to A cross B. So this type of relation is the biggest relation. So we can say universal relation. We can say universal relation is the biggest relation ever had. It is the biggest relation. Universal relation is the biggest relation. Now we will discuss some other types of the relation. Here second relation is empty relation. empty relation. As the name suggests to us, it is the smallest relation. Universal relation is the biggest relation and empty relation is the smallest relation. As we say, relation either goes from set A to set B, or relation goes from set A to itself. Relation always goes from one set to some another set, or set A to itself. Okay, in this way we can say, if we have a relation between the two set A and B. Consider set A having the element 2, 4, 6. Consider set B having the element 8, 10, 12. And we have the relation as xy, x belongs to set A, y belongs to set B, in such a way that x minus y equal to odd. As we know, x belongs to set A, these are x, these are y, and as you observe, these are even numbers, and we know that difference and sum of two even numbers will always be even. So we can say, if it does not have any of the elements which satisfy the given relation, so this type of relation would be the smallest relation and known as empty relation or void relation. These two relations are known as trivial relation. These two relations are also known as trivial relation. Trivial relation. Which are those? Empty relation and another is universal relation. Empty relation and universal relation. These two relations are also known as trivial relation. Okay. Now third relation is identity relation. Identity relation. Here, as the name suggests, identity, it means any element mapped to itself only. Okay, if we have a set A in such a way that it has the element 1, 2, 3, then we have the relation as 1, 1, 2, 2 and 3, 3 only. 1, 1, 2, 2 and 3, 3 only. That is, we can say for every element which belongs to the given set A, we must have each element, that is domain, and the range which belongs to the relation, and this is the only mapping which exists in the given relation. If this is so, then this type of relation must be a identity relation. That is, we did not have, or we must not have any of the elements as in case of ordered pair 1, 2, 2, 3. It does not have like this. It must have 1, 1, 2, 2 and 3, 3. That is, domain and range must be same. Okay. As we say, relation goes from set A to set B. Then we can say the set of those elements of set A which have their images in set B are known as domain of the relation. This is known as domain of the relation. Set B always known as codomain of the relation. Set B always known as codomain of the relation. And images of set A की जो भी images होंगी, that will be known as range of the relation. That will be known as range of the relation. Range of the relation. Okay. Now next, reflexive relation. Reflexive relation. If there is a relation for the set A having the element A, B, C, for reflexive relation, we can say a condition for every element which belongs to the given set, we must have each domain and range, that is AA, must belongs to the given relation, and there may exist some other relationships for the given elements of the sets of given set. That is, we can say, if we have a relation as AA, BB and CC, then this type of relation is identity relation and also reflexive relation. It is identity relation, also reflexive relation. We can also form some other relation R1 in such a way that we have AA, BB. These are the ordered pairs which are always exist in case of the relations CC. We can also have some other mappings of the given domain in the relation. That is, we can say A can have image with B, or B can have image with C, or A can have image with C. In this way, we observe that every identity relation is reflexive, but every reflexive relation can never be identity. You can say every identity relation is reflexive. Every identity relation is reflexive, but converse is not always true. Converse is not always true. Not always true. That is, every reflexive relation may or may not be identity. Okay, next. After this reflexive, we have another relation as symmetric relation. Which relation? Symmetric relation. In case of symmetric relation, for every, there is a condition for symmetric relation also, for every ordered pair AB and for every AB belongs to relation, it implies BA also belongs to relation. That is, here inverse mapping always exists here. That is, if AB belongs to relation, then BA must also belongs to relation. But it is also possible. What? That is, if AB does not belongs to relation, then BA also not belongs to the given relation. Consider an example. For example, if we have a set A having the element P, Q and R, and we consider a relation as empty set, then can you say it is a symmetric relation? Yes, we can say it is a symmetric relation. Why? Because here neither PQ, QR or PR that is AB ordered pair does not belong to the relation, then BA also does not belong to the relation. So in this way we can say every empty relation is symmetric. Every empty relation is symmetric. Now also we can give some another examples for the element of the set A. Relation is, if we have PQ in the relation, then we must have QP. That is here the condition. If AB belongs to relation, then BA also belongs to relation. So if PQ belongs to relation, then its inverse mapping, that is QP, also belongs to relation. If QR belongs to relation, then RQ also belongs to relation. For what? For symmetric relation. Okay. Now next is transitive relation. Transitive relation. Transitive relation. In case of transitive relation, we have if AB and BC belongs to relation, then we must have AC belongs to relation. That is, if AB and BC belongs to relation, then AC belongs to relation. That is first second third, then first third also belongs to relation. For example, consider a set. Also, if AB and BC does not belong to relation, then AC also does not belong to relation. These are the two conditions which are to be satisfied for the case of transitive relation. That is, consider an example. If A having the element P, Q, M, and we have the relation as PQ, QM, then we must have PM which belongs to the given relation. If this is so, then this type of relation is known as transitive relation. Again, we can say here empty relation, that is here neither AB nor BC which belongs to the relation, then we can say AC also does not belong to relation. So this type of relation, that is empty relation, is also a transitive relation. We can say empty relation is symmetric as well as transitive relation. Okay. Now these three, reflexive, symmetric and transitive relation, combine together to form a new relation known as equivalence relation. Equivalence relation. It means if we have a relation in such a way that which is reflexive, second is symmetric, and third is transitive also. If we have a relation which is reflexive, symmetric as well as transitive, if any type of relation have such type of the property, that is relation satisfy all of these three properties, that is relation must be reflexive as well as symmetric as well as transitive. If any one relation satisfy these three properties, then that relation must be a equivalence relation. Now another relation is partial order relation. Partial order relation. We have a relation partial order relation. We can say a relation relation which is reflexive. A relation which is reflexive, antisymmetric, reflexive, antisymmetric, antisymmetric, and third is transitive. A relation which is reflexive, antisymmetric, third is transitive, will be known as what? Partial order relation. Now, as you already know about reflexive and transitive relation, now we will discuss about antisymmetric relation. Okay, antisymmetric relation. Antisymmetric relation. In case of antisymmetric relation, we say if AB and BA belongs to relation. If AB and BA belongs to relation, then it is only possible. Then it is only possible when A equal to B. If anyone have this type of the property, this type of relation is known as antisymmetric relation. Now consider an example for antisymmetric relation. Consider a set A having the element 1, 2, 3, and we have the relation goes from set A to set A as 1, 2, 3. I am showing this mapping. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Now 1 mapped with 1 having the domain and range as 1, 1. 1 is mapped with 1. 1 is mapped with 2. Similarly, 1 is mapped with 3. We have 3 relations. For 1 with 1, 2 and 3. Similarly, for other elements, that is 2 and 3. You can say 2 mapped with 1, 2 mapped with 2, 2 mapped with 3. Similarly, 3 mapped with 1, 3 mapped with 2, 3 mapped with 3. You can say 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3. Also, we have 3, 1, 3, 2, and 3, 3. Here, A and B must be equal. So, we can say these diagonal ordered pairs. If we have the relation in such a way that we have only used the identity relation. We have only used the identity relation, that is diagonal elements. These are diagonal elements of the given relation. You can say 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. This relation is known as antisymmetric relation. Here AB and BA both belongs to the relation. इस रिलेशन के अंदर ये सभी ऑर्डर पेयर, ये रिलेशन आपके पास सभी है 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, ये सभी रिलेशन है। इन सभी में केवल हमने उन्हीं का सिलेक्शन किया जहां ए और बी इक्वल है, दैट इज 1, 1, 2, 2 and 3, 3. If any relation have only these ordered pair, then this type of relation is known as anti-symmetric relation. Okay. Now we consider some examples. For satisfying these two. Consider set A having the element 1, 2, 3. Set B having the element 4, 5, 6. And we have a relation between A to B in such a that relation are A, B. Small a belongs to set A, small b belongs to set B, and AB belongs to relation. And here A greater than equal to B. Here is the relation greater than equal to. So we have to find the relation. We can say here the relation greater than equal to from elements of set A to elements of set B, because element small a which are occur in case of domain, element B belongs to set B. Set B means second set. A comes from these elements, B comes from these elements of set B. So relation must be, is 1 greater than equal to 4? No. 1 greater than equal to 5? No. 1 greater than equal to 6? No. Similarly 2 not greater than 4, 2 not greater than 5, 2 not greater than 6, 3 not greater than 4, 3 not greater than 5, 3 not greater than equal to 6. So this type of relation is empty relation. Here this is empty relation. Okay? Next. Consider an example. If set A are having 4 elements, 1, 3, 5, 7. Set B having only 2 elements. Here we observe number of elements in set A 4. Number of elements in set B equal to 2. So if we have to find out number of relations from where? From set A to set B. From set A to set B. Then you can say we have the answer is 2 raised to the power m into n. M is the number of element present in set A. N is the number of element present in set B. So we can say 2 raised to the power 4 into 2. 4 into 2. That is 2 raised to the power 8. It is the required solution for the given problem. Now last is equivalence class. Equivalence class. Equivalence class. Equivalence class is a set of those elements. Set of those elements which satisfies the given relation. For example, if we have a set A having the element 1, 2, 3, 4 and we have the relation as 1, 2, 1, 4, 3, 4, 2, 4. And we have to find out the equivalence class of each of the elements of the given set. We can find the equivalence class of each element, that is 1, 2, 3, 4 of the given set. We can write it as equivalence class of any of the elements. This is the symbolic representation of big bracket of the given element A, whose equivalence class we have to find out. Okay. Then we can say equivalence class. Equivalence class of which element? Of elements 1. Equivalence class of element 1 which are present in the given set. Then you can say 1 is mapped with 2 and 1 is mapped with 4. Then these are the equivalence class is the set of those elements of the which are present in the given relation. So we can say equivalence class of element 1 is 2, 4. Similarly, for equivalence class of 2. This is the equivalence class of 1, 2, 4. Equivalence class of element 2. Equivalence class of element 2. Ordered pair 1 and also 4. 1 and also 4. Equivalence class of element 3. Equivalence class of element 3 is 4 only 4. Equivalence class of element 4. Equivalence class of element 4, that is 1, 3 and 2. 1, 3 and 2. In this way, we can find the equivalence class of the given element from the sets which is to be found out from the given relation. Okay, these are the topics of the relation. Now we will learn about the function. Now we will learn about the function. Function is the special kind of relation. Function is the special kind of relation. Special kind of relation. So, as we know, the relation goes from set A to set B. Similarly, if a function goes from set A to set B, that is element of set A must be mapped to element of set B, then the first set, complete first set, is known as domain of the function. Complete second set are known as range of the function. And complete second set, codomain of the function. Codomain of function. Codomain of function. And images of domain. Images of domain are known as range of the function. Images of the domain are known as range of the given function. Okay, for the function to exist between two sets. For the function to exist between two sets A and B, first of all, we must have one mapping. We must have one mapping, that is one element of set A must be mapped to one and only one element in set B. That is, one element does not have more than one image in the codomain. One element of domain, that is one element of domain must have only one image. Only one image in codomain. In codomain, that is one element cannot have more than one image. Okay, in the arrow diagram I am representing it as, if we have a function between the two sets having the element 1, 2, 3 and A, B, C, I am representing it as 1A and also 1B, 2C, 3C. Then can it be a function? No, it is not a function, because the element 1 have the two images. Element 1 which belongs to the domain have the two images in the codomain. So we can say it is not a function. It is not a function. It is a relation but not a function. It is a relation but it is not a function. फंक्शन नहीं है यहाँ. तो फंक्शन के लिए क्या होना चाहिए? For the function to exist between the two sets A and B, we must have the mapping as one element must have one image. One element must have one image. That is, we can say the two or more elements. The two or more elements in the domain. Consider a function between the element 2, 4, 6, A, B, C as two elements have the same image. Third element 6 have the image B. Here two elements have the same image. So we can say it is a function. It is a function. Here we observe each element have unique image only. That is 2 have the image A. 4 have the image A also. So two different elements have the same image. That is, one element have the one image only. One element have one image. One element one image. So this is also the case of a function, but it can never be that is one element have more than one image. Two elements can have the same image, but one element can never have more than one image for the function to exist between the given two sets. Okay. Now it is also possible that we have some elements which are exist in the second set that does not have any of the pre-image. You can say image of 2 is A, image of 4 is also A, image of 6 is B, but the element C has not any of the image. Element C does not have any of the pre-image, you can say. Image of 6 is B, or you can say pre-image of B is 6. This is the similar case, you can similar assign it. Okay, next is types of the function. We will discuss about the types of the function. Types of function. Types of function. Here, first function, that is 1 1. Today we will learn about 1 1 function. Second is onto function. Onto function. Third is 1 1 onto function. 1 1 onto function. Fourth is many one function. Many one function. Fifth is into function. Into function. Other than this, many one into function, many one onto function, many one into function. These are formed from this combination. And 1 1 function is also known as injective function. The another name of 1 1 function is injective function. Another name of onto function is surjective function. Surjective function. Another name of 1 1 onto function is bijective function. Bijective function. Now we will define it one by one. That is, first of all, I will tell you about 1 1 function, which is also known as injective function. 1 1 function. Here I will define about 1 1 function, which is also known as injective function. Injective function. That is one element in domain must have only one image in codomain. Example, here we have two sets. Function is defined from the given two sets in such a way that elements A having the image as 1, elements B having the image 2, element C having the image 3. This is a 1 1 function because every domain have unique image in codomain. Every element of set A, that is domain, have unique images in codomain B. Also you can say it can exist some other element which does not have any of the pre-image. This is also 1 1 function. Okay. Now the working rules. Working rules for 1 1 function. How we can say that? How we can say that any function is injective, or you can say 1 1. Consider an example. First of all, I will tell you about working rule. How to find any of given function. Any of given function is 1 1. कि कैसे आपके पास जो फंक्शन दिया गया है वो 1 1 मान लीजिए कंसीडर एन एग्जांपल ऑफ ए फंक्शन fx equal to 4x plus 3 or fx equal to x square. Here we have the function goes from natural number to natural number or natural to real, natural to natural or natural to real. Here we have defined a function from set A to set B. Set A are natural number, set B are also natural number. Or you can say this is natural, this is real, this is integer, this is whole number. तो डिफरेंट केस हम यहाँ स्टडी करेंगे। चलिए देखते हैं क्या वर्किंग रूल है। सबसे पहले तो एग्जांपल्स यूं ही दिए, आखिर वर्किंग रूल क्या है? तो सबसे पहले हम ये कहते हैं कंसीडर एलिमेंट्स कहां से लेंगे हम? एलिमेंट्स हमेशा डोमेन से लेंगे। कंसीडर x1 एंड x2 which belongs to the given domain. यहां डोमेन में से कोई से दो एलिमेंट आप ले लीजिए। कंसीडर एनी टू एलिमेंट फ्रॉम द डोमेन। कंसीडर एनी टू एलिमेंट फ्रॉम द डोमेन in such a way that if we have value of the function at the point x equal to x1 equal to value of the point at x equal to x2, if we have fx1 equal to fx2, then if only possibility we have x1 equal to x2, if only possibility we have x1 equal to x2, then this type of function is known as 1 1 function. Okay, 1 1. What we say, if x1 x2 belongs to the domain can be natural number, real number, whole number, integer, it can have any of the value. Then if value of the function at the point x equal to x1, that is x1 x2, कहां से लिया x1 x2? डोमेन में से लिया। डोमेन क्या है? नेचुरल नंबर, होल नंबर, जो भी दिया गया है। अगर हमारे पास वैल्यू ऑफ द फंक्शन एट x equal to x1 एंड वैल्यू ऑफ द फंक्शन एट x equal to x2, ये लेकर चलते हैं यार। if fx1 equal to fx2 and we have the only possibility as x1 equal to x2, these two elements are equal only. If this is so, then this type of function must be 1 1 function. We are considering an example. For example, if we have a function fx equal to x plus 3 and we consider this is a function for natural number to natural number, then consider x1 and x2 belongs to the domain. Here domain is the set of natural number. So we can say consider x1 x2 belongs to natural number, that is from set A, and consider fx1 equal to fx2. Then what can we say? For fx1 we have 4x1 plus 3, x की जगह x1 लगा दीजिए तो क्या आ जाएगा? 4x1 plus 3. Similarly we can put here fx2 as 4, x की जगह x2 लगा दीजिए तो क्या बन जाएगा? 4x2 plus 3. Now we solve it as 3 can be cancelled out with plus 3 and we would have 4x1 equal to 4x2 and 4 is cancelled out with 4. Then we have the last possibility as x1 equal to x2. Now this is the definition of 1 1 function as we got here. If we have taken fx1 equal to fx2 and at last we would got x1 equal to x2. So the given function fx equal to 4x plus 3 for the set of natural number to natural number must be 1 1 function. Similarly, consider another example for 1 1 function. Consider another example for 1 1 function. Here second example. Consider a function fx equal to x square. And here a function is defined for a real number to real number. Now working rule. In case of working rule, consider its solution. Now consider fx1 equal to fx2. Here x1 and x2 belongs to the domain, and in case of domain we have set of real number, so we can say x1 x2 belongs to set of real number. Then what can we say? We can say if fx1 equal to fx2, then we must have fx1 as x1 square, fx1 as x1 square, and fx2 as x2 square. Then in this way we can say x1 equal to plus minus root of x2 square. That is x1 must be equal to x2, and also we can say x1 equal to minus x2, or we can say x1 are having the image x2 and also minus x1. This way you can also say that minus x1 equal to x2. So we can say minus x1 must be mapped to x2, that is the same element. Here we have two different elements having the same image, that is this type of function is not a one-one function, because in case of one-one function we have single element mapped with one image only. So here we have two elements having the same image, so this type of function is many-one function and not a one-one function. Onto function. Consider a function from set A to set B. Working rule for onto function, or you can say here we have some example for onto function. Function goes from set A to set B in such a way that we have set A having the element ABC, set B having the element 4 and 5. If every element of the codomain, here we can say if every element of codomain, here elements of codomain are 4 and 5. If every element of codomain, have the pre-images in the domain, if any function have this type, then this type of function is known as onto function. If every element of codomain, have at least one pre-image, that is element 5 have the two pre-image here, at least one pre-image in domain. If this is so, then this type of function must be onto function. Okay, remember this. अगर हमारे पास कोई फंक्शन ऐसा है जिसमें कोडोमेन के हर किसी एलिमेंट की कम से कम एक प्री इमेज बनती है, जैसे 4 की एक प्री इमेज ए आ गई, यहाँ 5 की एक की जगह दो प्री इमेज है, ये भी यहाँ पॉसिबल है, तो कम से कम एक प्री इमेज तो कोडोमेन के हर किसी एलिमेंट की होनी ही चाहिए. ओके, if this is so, then this type of function must be a onto function. Now consider an example or working rule which we can apply. Working rule for working. How can we verify? How can we say the given function is an onto function? Now first is let, सबसे पहले हम जो गिवन फंक्शन होगा उसको किसी दूसरे फंक्शन के इक्विवेलेंट करेंगे. कंसीडर fx equal to y and find, second step is find the value of y in terms of x, y की वैल्यू x के रूप में आप फाइंड कीजिए. फॉर एग्जांपल, if fx equal to 4x minus 3, 4 onto function, and function goes from set of real to real, 4 onto function. Consider fx equal to y. That is, we have y equal to 4x minus 3. Now, y equal to 4x minus 3. Then y plus 3 equal to 4x. We can say y plus 3 upon 4 equal to x. Y plus 3 equal to 4 equal to x. First of all, we have y in the term of x. Now, find x in the term of y. And here, x equal to y plus 3 upon 4. Now, we can say here fx equal to 4x plus 3. Then, value of x, here we find fx equal to 4x minus 3. Here we put value of x equal to y plus 3 upon 4 equal to 4. Value of x is y plus 3 upon 4 minus 3. Here y plus 3 minus 3 plus 3 cancel out with 3. So we can say fx equal to y. Fx equal to y, that is every element of the codomain having the image, 3 images in domain. If this is so, then this type of function is known as onto function. Here y, that is the element of codomain, have the pre-image in domain. If this is so, then this type of function is onto function. Consider an example, fx equal to x square minus 3. Here the function goes from set of real to set of real. Consider fx equal to y. Okay, let it will be natural to natural. Let it will be natural to natural. So we can say fx equal to y, that is y equal to x square minus 3. Then y plus 3 equal to x square. Y plus 3 equal to x square. In this way we can say value of x equal to plus minus of root y plus 3. If we put a y equal to that is 0. If y equal to 0, then x equal to what? Plus minus root of 3. And root 3 is not a natural number. Root 3 is not a natural number. So this type of function is not a onto function. Okay? Have you got it? Now third is many one function. Many one function. This many one function is also known as bijective. This many one function is also known as bijective. Okay, sorry. One onto function is known as bijective. This many one function, it means many elements in domain. Many elements in domain must have one means one image in codomain. One image in codomain. If this is so, then this type of function must be many one. Consider 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Element 2. Here the function from A to B. Element 2, element 4. Have the image as 5. Or you can say 8 having the image 6. Okay? Or also you can say if we have fx equal to sin x and x goes from minus 2 pi to plus 2 pi, then as we know the f0 equal to 0, f0 equal to sin 0 and sin 0 is 0. Also we can say f pi, that is sin pi, also 0. f2 pi, here it is sin 2 pi, and value of sin 2 pi also 0. So in this way we can say many elements of domain, that is 0, pi, 2 pi have the same image 0 in the codomain. So this type of function is also a many one function. In this way, we can say the all trigonometric functions are many one function. If two or more element in the domain have the same image in codomain, and this type of function is known as many one function. Also 1 1 on 2 function. 1 1 on 2 function. If a function is 1 1 and also on 2, अगर एक फंक्शन 1 1 भी है on 2 भी है, दोनों है, तब वो फंक्शन हमेशा क्या कहलाएगा? 1 1 फंक्शन कहलाएगा, 1 1 on 2 फंक्शन कहलाएगा. इसे हम बाइजेक्टिव फंक्शन के नाम से भी जानते हैं. 1 1 on 2 फंक्शन का एक और नाम है, क्या नाम है? बाइजेक्टिव फंक्शन. और बाइजेक्टिव फंक्शन केवल और केवल तब अप्लाई है जब फर्स्ट सेट के जितने भी एलिमेंट होंगे उतने ही एलिमेंट सेकंड सेट के अंदर. एंड क्या? If m equal to n, then number of element in bijective function, that is 1 1 on 2 function, must be n factorial. Number of relation or number of function from set A to set B which are having same element, दोनों में m है या दोनों में सेम एलिमेंट n है, m और n इक्वल है, तो हमारे पास n फैक्टोरियल हो जाएगा. क्या? नंबर ऑफ फंक्शन फ्रॉम सेट A टू सेट B. कौन सा फंक्शन? 1 1 on 2 फंक्शन. और ये केवल तभी अप्लाई है जब m और n इक्वल हो. जब m और n इक्वल नहीं होगा तो हम इस 1 1 on 2 फंक्शन को यहां डिफाइन नहीं कर पाएंगे. ओके, नेक्स्ट. On to और into में क्या डिफरेंस है? In case of on to function, as you observe already, that is function goes from set A to set B. Here A, B, C, here D, F. Every element of codomain must have the pre-imaging domain. But if this is so, any element in case of into function, if we have a function from set A to set B in such a way that here x, y, z, here 1, 2, 3, here element x, y, z, here element 3 does not have any image in the domain, so this type of function is known as into function. And a function which is many one and into many one into function, which is 1 1 and into must be 1 1 into function. Okay. Now inverse function. Number of 1 1 on 2 function. Inverse of it. If a function goes from A to B and we have another function G goes from B to A, then f and g are inverse of each other. You can say f equal to g inverse or g equal to f inverse. Both are inverse of each other. If a function goes from A to B and g goes from B to A in such a way that we would find fog, this is identity, go also identity function. This is for A, this is for set B. If this is identity function, it means fog and go both are identity function. Then we can say fog and go both are identity function. Then you can say f and g are inverse of each other. F equal to g inverse or g equal to f inverse. For the inverse to exist, consider the function fx equal to 4x minus 9. We have to find out its inverse. You can say fx equal to y. Consider fx equal to y. So y equal to 4x minus 9. Find the value of x in terms of y. Here transposing minus 9. here y plus 9 equal to 4x. You can say x equal to y plus 9 upon 4. So here x की वैल्यू के रूप में y आपके पास है। x को क्या लिख सकते हैं? जब आपके पास fx equal to y, it means x equal to f inverse y. If fx equal to y, it means x equal to f inverse y. कैसे? इनवर्स की प्रॉपर्टी के अकॉर्डिंग होता है, जब आपके पास fx equal to y है, हम ये कहेंगे taking inverse function on both sides, then f inverse of fx must be equal to f inverse of y. Here f inverse into f must be equal to identity, that is we have identity into x equal to f inverse y, or you can say x equal to f inverse y. Here we have used a property, that is f inverse of fx equal to x only. F inverse of fx equal to x only. So we can say here that x equal to f inverse y. So f inverse y equal to y plus 9 upon 4. Then f inverse x must be equal to x plus 9 upon 4. In this way we can find out the inverse if it exists. So this here one necessary and sufficient condition for the inverse to exist for the given set. If any set have the inverse to exist, then if any function have the inverse, then it must be 1 1 and on 2. 1 1 and on 2. So we can say if a function is 1 1 and on 2 also, then we can find out its inverse. If this is not so, then we can't find out its inverse. Okay. Now I will give some example from where we will find out inverse of the given function. We will find out inverse of the given function. How to find inverse? Okay, consider fx equal to 2x square minus 3x plus 5, and a function goes from set of real number to set of real number. Function goes from set of real number to set of real number. So we have to find f inverse. हमें इस फंक्शन का इनवर्स निकालना है. ओके, निकलते हैं. There is first condition. First we have to check the given function is 1 1 and on 2 or not. So first check 1 1 function. First we have to check 1 1. Working rule for finding 1 1 function. Consider two elements. Which two elements? x1 x2. From where we have to find out this x1 x2? Domain. Here domain is set of real number. Consider x1 x2 belongs to the domain, and in such a way that if fx1 equal to fx2, then fx1 is put x equal to x1 everywhere, which the function is given to us. 2x1 whole square minus 3x1 plus 5 equal to 2x2 square minus 3x2 plus 5. Here 5 is cancelled out with it. We would got as 2x1 square minus 2x2 square minus 3x1 plus 3x2 equal to 0. Then what can we say? Twice of x1 square minus x2 square, that is x1 minus x2 into x1 plus x2 minus 3 is common in both, x1 minus x2 equal to 0. Here x1 minus x2 is common in both, so x1 minus x2. But we got twice of x1 plus x2 minus 3 equal to 0. So we can say x1 minus x2 equal to 0. First condition. Whenever we have given two functions which is equal to 0, then either first 0 or second equal to 0. For second, 2x1 plus 2x2 minus 3 equal to 0. We can say x1 equal to x2 or 2x1 equal to minus 2x2 plus 3 or x1 equal to this is upon 2. Here 2 element x1, here 2 element you can say x1 and minus x1, or you can say x1 have the image x2 and also x1 have the image minus 2x2 plus 3 upon 2. So this type of function is not a 1-1. So its inverse does not exist here. If this is done for natural number to real number or natural number to natural number, then you can say the element, you can say element, consider x2 equal to 0. Sorry, consider x2 equal to 1, which belongs to natural number, and from the codomain, if we will consider x2 equal to 1, then we have x1 equal to minus 2 plus 3 upon 2, that is 1 by 2, and 1 by 2 does not belong to any natural number. Then also we can say the here this is not possible and this is not possible. Only possibility is x1 equal to x2. So the given function is 1 1. So given function is f is 1 1. Given function is 1 1. Now we will prove it for all. Okay, दोबारा से समझिए. कंसीडर कर लिया हमने दो एलिमेंट. पहले हम सेट रियल नंबर टू रियल ले रहे थे, पॉसिबल नहीं है. फिर हमने डोमेन बदल दिया, दूसरा तरीका भी पॉसिबल है. एक काम खत्म, दूसरा स्टार्ट करते हैं. तो मैंने कहा कि चलिए रियल टू रियल की जगह क्या कोई और फंक्शन हो सकता है? हाँ जी हो सकता है. क्या हो सकता है? नेचुरल टू नेचुरल और इंटीजर टू इंटीजर और नेचुरल टू रियल खूब हो सकते हैं. तो मैंने कंसीडर किया इसको नेचुरल टू नेचुरल. तो चलिए नेचुरल टू नेचुरल लेते हैं. तो अगर हमने x1 x2 नेचुरल टू नेचुरल लिया, if x1 x2 belongs to set of natural number that is from the domain, then fx1 equal to fx2. fx1 must be 2x1 square minus 3x1 plus 5. completely solve it. लास्ट में सोल्व करने के बाद हमारे पास क्या बचता है? एक तो x1 equal to x2, दूसरा x1 equal to माइनस का 2x2 plus 3 upon 2. तो 1 1 के केस में तो हमने यही कहा था कि हमारे पास केवल यही आना चाहिए x1 equal to x2. तो वहां हमने चेक करके देखा कि अगर x2 की वैल्यू हमारे पास 0 1 है, नेचुरल नंबर तो छोटे से छोटा 1 होगा, तो 1 रख के जैसे ही देखा तो हमारे पास 1/2 आ गया, जो कि नेचुरल नंबर नहीं है. इट मींस हमारे पास जो कोडोमेन के एलिमेंट है 1, कोडोमेन का एलिमेंट जो 1 होगा वो उसकी प्रीमिस के आगे 1/2 आ गया. तो 1/2 तो हमारे पास डोमेन में है ही नहीं, तो ये इट इज नॉट पॉसिबल. तो ओनली पॉसिबिलिटी क्या हुई? ओनली पॉसिबिलिटी है x1 equal to x2. तो इस प्रकार का जो फंक्शन है वो क्या कहलाएगा? 1 1 होगा. सिमिलरली ऑन टू भी इसी प्रकार से हम फाइंड आउट करेंगे. तो चलिए 1 1 हमने फाइंड आउट कर लिया, अब ऑन टू को भी हम प्रूव करने जा रहे हैं कि आखिर ये फंक्शन ऑन टू कैसे होगा. कंसीडर कीजिए लेट fx इक्वल टू y. हमने fx को y के इक्वल मान लिया, तो y इक्वल टू क्या हो जाएगा? 2x स्क्वायर माइनस 3x प्लस 5. fx इक्वल टू y, इट मींस y माइनस 5 इक्वल टू 2x स्क्वायर माइनस 3x. कंप्लीटिंग द स्क्वायर अप्लाई कीजिए, टेकिंग कॉमन 2 x स्क्वायर माइनस 3x upon 2. Here y minus 5. इस 2 को इधर लाइए, ट्रांसपोजिंग 2 from the right side y minus 5 upon 2. We will got at x square minus 3 upon 2x. Okay. Now adding half of coefficient of x. Here coefficient of x is minus 3 by 2. So half of minus 3 by 2, that is minus 3 by 4, or you can say 3 by 4. We have to calculate square of half of coefficient of x. So adding half of coefficient of x, that is minus 3 by 4 whole square, that is 3 by 4 whole square, 3 by 4 whole square. Here x square minus 3 upon 2x plus 3 by 4 whole square. We will got the result as x minus 3 by 4 whole square. Here we have the result as y minus 5 upon 2 plus 9 upon 16. If we add them, we would got as LCM of 2 and 16 is 16. 2 8 16, 8y minus 40 and plus 9. We have the result as x minus 3 by 4 whole square as 8y minus 30 upon 16 as the result for x minus 3 upon 4 whole square. If we taking the square in the form of square root, we will got the result as plus minus x minus 3 by 4 equal to plus minus whole root of 8y minus 31 upon 16, and the result in the form of x equal to 3 upon 4. X can be written in the form of 3 by 4 plus minus whole root of 8y minus 31 upon 4. Then we can say it can be write down as 3 plus minus whole square root of 8y minus 31 upon 4. If we say the y which belongs to the natural number, that is the codomain. In case of onto function, we have to check the all of the codomain have its pre-images in domain. So here codomain, that is set of natural number. If we consider the codomain, that is set of natural number. Here I am dealing for onto function only. Here consider y which belongs to codomain. Y which belongs to codomain, that is we are considering here set of natural number. Okay, if we consider y belongs to codomain, that is set of natural number. Okay, consider y equal to 1. If y equal to 1, then we have x equal to 3 plus minus root 8 minus 31 upon 4. We would have 8 minus 31, that is minus 23, which does not belong to set of natural number. So it the given function. So root minus 23 does not belong to set of natural number. In case of the domain, for onto function, every element which belongs to the codomain have its pre-images in the domain. Here we consider y equal to 1, which belongs to the codomain, but its pre-image is root minus 23 plus minus 3 upon 4, which is not a natural number. It is also not a real number. So why we discuss about natural number? It is not a real number. We are considering the domain range for case of real number only. So this is not a natural number. So the given function does not have any of the inverse. Given function is not onto, so its inverse does not exist here. It is not onto, so its inverse does not exist here. Okay. Consider a function, cubic function fx equal to x cube minus 1. Then we have to define here for 1 onto, that is inverse function. First is 1. Let function is defined for set of real to set of real. Let fx1 equal to fx2. Let fx1 equal to fx2. fx1 is x1 cube minus 1. Here x2 cube minus 1. Minus 1 is cancelled out with minus 1. We would got x1 cube minus x2 cube equal to 0. That is x1 minus x2, and second is x1 square plus x2 square or plus x1 x2 equal to 0. Here either x1 minus x2 equal to 0 or x1 square plus x2 square plus x1 x2 equal to 0. x1 square always positive value. It is also always positive. And x1 x2 whether it is positive or negative, अगर दोनों पॉजिटिव है तो भी रिजल्ट पॉजिटिव, दोनों नेगेटिव है तो भी रिजल्ट पॉजिटिव, एक पॉजिटिव दूसरा नेगेटिव हो तो भी इनके दोनों के सम से ये वैल्यू कभी भी नेगेटिव ओवरऑल रिजल्ट नहीं आ पाएगा. सो वी कैन से x1 square plus x2 square plus x1 x2 never equal to 0. So we can say x1 equal to x2. This is the only possibility. This is the only possibility. The given function is 1 1. ये फंक्शन आपका 1 1 बन जाएगा. इसके बाद 1 1 के बाद इस फंक्शन के ऑन टू के बारे में हम बात करते हैं. देखते हैं इस फंक्शन में क्या ये फंक्शन ऑन टू होगा. That is surjective. We have to check its surjectivity for onto function. Let fx equal to y. For onto function, let fx equal to y. Then we would have y equal to x cube minus 1. Y equal to x cube minus 1. We have to check for every set of real number in the codomain. We have always every codomain has its domain. Every codomain has its domain. If this is so, then given function would be onto function. Okay, if y equal to, in case of range equal to codomain, in case of onto function, we must have range equal to codomain. Range equal to codomain, that is every element in the codomain must have its pre-images in the domain. Okay, then y plus 1 equal to x cube. Y plus 1 equal to x cube. Value of x is y plus 1 whole power 1 by 3. In this way, we can say for every y belongs to set of real number, every y which belongs to set of real number, we have every x which belongs to set of real number. We have x belongs to set of real number. That is every codomain have its pre-image in domain. हर किसी कोडोमेन की कोई ना कोई डोमेन यहाँ जरूर है. हर किसी कोडोमेन की कोई ना कोई डोमेन जरूर है. If this is so, then this type of function is known as 1 1 onto, that is its inverse exist करेगा. Okay, so inverse exists here. Why? Because the function is 1 1 and also onto. If a function is 1 1 and also onto, then its inverse exists here. And we can say if x equal to y plus 1 whole raised to the power 1 by 3, then this x is function of y. If x is f inverse y. If we consider fx equal to y, then you can say x equal to f inverse y. So f inverse y equal to y plus 1 whole raised to the power 1 by 3. So f inverse x, put y equal to x. F inverse x must be equal to x plus 1 whole raised to the power 1 by 3. So this is the inverse of the given function fx. If fx equal to x cube minus 1, then f inverse x must be equal to x plus 1 whole raised to the power 1. Now one more function, that is composite function. Composite function, that is combination of two or more functions. This is a combination of two or more functions. Combination of two or more functions. Two or more functions. Consider if f is a function from a to b, g is a function from b to c. If f is a function from set a to set b and g is a function from set b to set c, then we can say gof is a function from set A to set C. This gof, this fog, this FOF, GOG, these are known as composite functions. These are known as composite functions of f and g. Okay, here you can say if this is x and this is the domain, then if we apply function of f on the domain, we will got fx. If we would apply the function g on the given function, then we will got g of fx. In this way, we can say gof of x equal to g of fx, or fog of x equal to f of gx. Now some properties. As you know, gof grows from A to C. So we can say gof defines only when a range of f must be subset of domain of G. A range of f, here f, g, a, b, c. Here a range of, here consider 1, 2, 3, a, b, here c, d. Okay, range of f must be domain of G. Here gof goes from set A to set C. Gof goes from set A to set C. Here domain of f is 1, 2, 3. Range of f is AB. Domain of G is AB. You can say range of f equal to or subset domain of G. Range of f must be subset of domain of G for the existence of gof. Similarly for fog, range of G, इस पीछे वाले फंक्शन की रेंज आगे वाले फंक्शन की होगी. Range of G must be subset of domain of f. If this is so, then the fog would always exist here. चलिए कुछ एग्जांपल्स यहाँ बना लेते हैं. अगर मुझे निकालना है gof goes from A to C, as you say gof goes from A to C, that is हमारे पास जो डोमेन का पार्ट है वही हम पुट करेंगे. तो अगर हमें gof of domain that is 1 to 3, we can find out gof of 1 or gof of 2 or gof of 3, gof of 3. In this way, when we can say g of f1, here g of f2, here g of f3, here f1 is, tell me about f1. f1 is means फंक्शन चेक करना मुझे. इस फंक्शन में fx वाले फंक्शन में 1 की इमेज क्या है, दैट इज f1. 1 की इमेज क्या है, f वाले फंक्शन में 1 की इमेज a तो हम कहेंगे f1 अपने पास a है, तो ga की वैल्यू क्या है? अब g वाले फंक्शन में a की इमेज बताइए। ga means this is the value of the function g, ओके। तो g वाले फंक्शन में किसकी इमेज बतानी है? a की इमेज बतानी है। तो g वाले फंक्शन में a की इमेज क्या है? c, तो हमारे पास ये वैल्यू आ गई c, ये आंसर। Similarly, we can say g of f2 here, 2 की इमेज f वाले फंक्शन में 2 की इमेज b, so we can find out the gb, g वाले फंक्शन में b की इमेज that is d, so वैल्यू आ गई d। Similarly, g of here value of f3, 3 की इमेज b, now gb already d। In this way we can find out the value of the composite function। Next, now property for first is, if a function f goes from set x to set y and g goes from set y to set z, h goes from set z to set s are functions, then h of g of h, f of g of h must be equal to f of g of h, that is composite functions are associated। अगर हमारे पास तीन फंक्शन के कॉम्बिनेशन की प्रॉपर्टी यूज कर रहे हैं तो इसको बोलते हैं एसोसिएटिव, कंपोजिट फंक्शंस आर एसोसिएटिव। दिस ओ मींस ऑपरेशन, this o means operation, nothing else, these are operations only। what operations? addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, no other than this। फंक्शन हमारे पास यही है fgh, o का मतलब ऑपरेशन, इनके बीच ऑपरेशन लगाना है, nothing else, इसके अलावा कुछ नहीं है इसका मतलब। हाँ, फिर कहता है एक फंक्शन हमारे पास है, वो सेट a से सेट b के लिए जा रहा है और दूसरा जो फंक्शन g है वो b से c के लिए। if a function in such a way that f goes from a to b, g goes from b to c and gof is 1 1, if gof is 1 1 then f and g must be 1 1। if gof is 1 1 then f and g must be 1 1। if gof is on 2, अगर gof आपका on 2 होगा, if gof is on 2 then f and g must be on 2, must be on 2। third is f into f of g inverse equal to g inverse of f।